All right, hey, what's up, everybody? Mike Lindsley back with you for an ML Sports Take, brought to you by great friends at Empower Federal Credit Union, Cooperstown Connection, and Welch & Company Jewelers. Make sure you log on to welchjewelers.com today for the best jewelry around, bracelets, watches, necklaces, engagement rings, wedding rings, you name it. They are terrific. Daniel and Luce and the gang killing it. Welch & Company Jewelers, welchjewelers.com. Ask an expert today at welchjewelers.com, the official jewelry store of the ML Sports Platter. So I'm going to get into a little Bills and Raiders, of course, out in Vegas this weekend. A couple of keys, I think, for the Bills in this one. I think number one, it's really, really clear. I think the defense has got to stop the run. I mean, period, end of discussion. The defense for the Bills has been a shit show so far this season, especially against the Rams, and the week before that against the Dolphins. My God, I know Edmonds was out, I know Milano was out, but Ryan Fitzpatrick was attacking Levi Wallace, which then created the middle of the field to go. Gesicki and company were shredding them, and then the ground game. But look at the Rams. I mean, they were down 28-3 with 23 minutes to go. Really, the entire game, Henderson was killing them on the ground, even in a losing cause before the comeback. The Bills' defense has really got to tighten up. I know that I've been doing a lot of videos about the Bills and the offense and all that, and it's a great thing for the Bills that they're more of an offensive team and an offensive world, QB, slinging it around, etc. That's great. And a lot of times when you have the ball last and you're Peyton Manning or Tom Brady or Drew Brees or Bart Starr or Joe Montana or John Elway or whoever, that's a good thing. And if your quarterback has the ball, and I'm not comparing Josh Allen to any of those guys, but if your quarterback has the ball and he's willing and able, you can win the game despite 30 points given up by your defense. But can you win like that 10, 11, 12 weeks of the year? Probably not. The Bills have got to tighten it up this weekend because Josh Jacobs, he's a special player for this Las Vegas Raider team. Boy, does it take me a while to sink in there, not say Oakland Raiders. Josh Jacobs is going to get the rock. That's the bottom line. He's going to get 20 to 30 carries. John Gruden is going to run him like a horse, and I think the Bills have to stop the run. That's number one. I think number two is the turnover battle for the Bills and the Raiders in this particular game. If Derek Carr can get forced to the outside, the Bills could maybe make some things happen, create a couple of interceptions for guys like Trey White, maybe Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer, depending on who's healthy in terms of the secondary. The Bills getting turnovers. We've seen the defense at times get some turnovers, but nothing like last year and the year before. This Bills team, remember how turnover prone they were? It seemed like there were multiple interceptions and fumbles every single game. Now it's kind of in spots. In the Bills, I think if they can get a couple of turnovers, I think up here changes their way of thinking, their way of playing, that maybe, okay, we're dominant. That's all it was one tournament. It's kind of like when you miss about 20, 30 straight putts in golf and you finally get a 4-footer to drop, you finally get a 6-footer to drop, you finally get like an 8-footer to drop, 3 of the next 4 putts, all of a sudden you're off and running, and this changes. Maybe the Bills getting more turnovers will change it a little bit, and I think the turnover game will be big in this game anyways. I think it's going to be a close game despite there not being any fans in Vegas. So that's the second key, the turnover battle. Bills defense, get that going as well. And obviously on the offensive side of things, don't turn it over. And speaking of the offense, the third key for me is the Bills. Brian Daboll, do not change a thing. In fact, if you're going to change anything, open it up even more. Has anybody seen the Oakland, there it is. Has anybody seen the Las Vegas Raiders pass rush? Yeah, because neither have I. It's basically non-existent. This pass rush is a disaster. The Buffalo Bills, shotgun Josh Allen, Diggs, Brown, Beasley, even a tight end on the outside. Spread it, fling it, and wing it 4 or 5 wide the whole game. Put Devin Singletary next to you and throw it until they can stop you. Josh Allen, the AFC Player of the Month last month. And, of course, the way Diggs has been playing, the way Brown and Beasley are playing right now, the offensive line has had a treacherous game or two here, probably the last 6 quarters. They need to tighten it up a little bit as well. But get Allen the ball early, get him throwing to Diggs, get quick receptions, get the Raiders defense back on its heels, get a quick touchdown early, press Derek Carr, start to get those turnovers going. The Buffalo Bills should win this football game. Again, any game in the NFL on the road with fans, no fans, etc., is going to be tough. It's a different time zone. Again, remember, this is a very different schedule for the Buffalo Bills. Last year, they played pretty much all of their games at 1 o'clock, except for a couple here and there. And then when they got flexed into a Sunday nighter against Pittsburgh, the Bills had an unbelievable schedule. And these guys, coaches, players, etc., they are creatures of habit. The Bills were playing at 1 o'clock, basically Eastern, every single week. Again, the 4:25 Thursday Thanksgiving game against Dallas, they were still back to Buffalo after that game around midnight, 1 o'clock. And then they had an extra couple days plus the week after to prepare for the next opponent. The Sunday game against against the Steelers, the Saturday night game against New England. But again, you're still on the East Coast in those primetime games. Now you're going out west a few times this year. You're going to Vegas. You're going to San Francisco. You got to go to Arizona, and you got some primetime games. You got the Chiefs on a Thursday night as well in Buffalo. So you've got some different things going on. This is the start of that schedule for the Buffalo Bills. I'm going to take the Bills. I'm going to take them close. I've been picking them every single week, obviously, and my shirt rip Sunday still to come this weekend as well. I'm going to take the Bills, and I think both teams put up some points. I mean, again, sports are unpredictable every single week, but the way the Bills' defense is rolling right now in the other direction from where they were, and Josh Jacobs running the football, I think Oakland is going to be able to put up between 20 and 30 points in this game. I think the Bills are going to be able to put up between 30 and 40. I mean, what is going on here? I mean, the fact that I'm going 30 to 40 points, the Bills, I mean, this team can put up that many points. My God, we've seen it this year already. It's mind-boggling. I'm gonna go Bills 34 to 27 in this game. Buffalo moves to 4-0. Mike Lindsley with you here. ML Sports Take, ML Sports Platter, all over the major platforms like Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts. Make sure you download, subscribe, leave feedback, and a 5-star review. Hit me on Twitter at Mike L Sports, and be on the lookout for more of my 9-minute videos, ML Sports Takes, and more videos across the board on IGTV, part of Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, you name it. And hey, if you've got an idea for me in terms of a sports video, or if you're interested in advertising with me, reaching about 25 to 30,000 people weekly between the podcast, the videos, pinstripepassion.com, and everywhere else. Make sure you send me an email, mikelsports1979@gmail.com. And speaking of sponsorships, I want to thank Brian Comboy at Mass Mutual New York State, Hides of Liverpool, Barks and Rec Doggy Daycare, Ken's Auto Detailing, and our terrific friends at Stanley Law, brand new sponsor on the ML Sports Platter, a title sponsor. Thanks to Joe, thanks to Angela and the team at Stanley Law. They care about personal injuries at Stanley Law. And remember, it's simple. Just call Joe. All over social media, Stanley Law, a proud ML Sports Platter sponsor. As I always tell you, enjoy the games.